Africa's history is rich with tales of extraordinary leaders, kings whose names echo through time. Ramesses II, also known as Ramesses the Great, ruled with unmatched grandeur. Sundiata Keita, the Lion of Mali, laid the foundation of a great empire. Menelik II of Ethiopia defied colonial invaders, and Shaka Zulu, the warrior king of South Africa, revolutionized warfare. These men forged their legacies in the fires of valor and resistance. But what of the women? Queen Amina of Nubia, Queen Amina of Zazzau Nigeria, Queen Nzinga Mbande of Angola. These fearless queens who stood tall and unyielding, commanding armies and reshaping their worlds with brilliance and determination. Have you heard of their battles, their victories, and their unrelenting efforts to safeguard the honor and heritage of their people? These women too deserve their place in the spotlight. Today, I am about to dive into their incredible stories, and trust me, you're in for a real treat as we step into their world, a world where courage knows no gender. These queens shattered the notion that women were passive observers of history. They were leaders, warriors, and visionaries who defied the odds and left legacies that continue to inspire. Among them, one name rises above the rest: Queen Amina of Zazzau. Africa's history would not be complete without the stories of these unsung heroines. Their history is a treasure trove that depicts courage, wisdom, and valor. These warrior queens weren't just fierce on the battlefield, they were also remarkable leaders, visionaries, and symbols of resilience. This changes tremendously the notion that the ancient African woman was a pushover individual who had no mind of her own and whose existence began and ended in the kitchen. These women, irrespective of being in an age dominated by men and gender bias, could not be subdued or limited by traditions and cultures. I will continue this journey with Queen Amina of Zazzau. You'll discover how this formidable queen left an indelible mark on history, showing us that bravery knows no gender. Once upon a time, in the heart of Africa, was an ancient city called Zazzau Emirate. This city was located in the northern region of Nigeria and was founded by the great King Gunguma. In the palace of this kingdom lived a girl called Amina. Amina was the daughter of King Nikatau, who was the 22nd Emir of Zazzau Emirate, and Queen Bakwa Turunku. Amina's mother was also gifted in the area of political strategizing. Zazzau was a prosperous city. It was also feared by all because of its formidable warriors. Amina's parents saw their daughter's zeal and enthusiasm to become a warrior. Her father knew she was not content to sit in the palace like the other women and girls did, sharing gossip and cooking recipes. She wasn't content to be another pretty face within the palace walls. Amina had a spirit that was as wild as unrestrained wildfire, a heart that was as strong as a lioness, and a mind that was as sharp as a sharpened blade. He saw the excitement in her eyes anytime she saw the warriors train with swords in their hands. He heard her silent cries to be included in those training sessions. From a young age, she wanted to showcase her fighting skills on the training ground. She wanted to fight alongside the warriors of Zazzau. She was bold, fearless, relentless, and skilled in planning a war. Her father also knew she secretly desired to lead the warriors to battle. No, Amina was not an ordinary princess. She was a princess who had a desire to win great wars and battles and to further dominate the region. Amina's desires were brought to reality when she was allowed to train with the warriors. These abilities were further enhanced on the training grounds within the palace of King Nikatau. Her mother, Queen Bakwa, recognizing her political strategizing skills, made her part of a member of a male-dominated committee of special advisors who made political decisions in Zazzau. Amina was barely 16 years old when she was chosen to serve on this committee. Amina trained tirelessly. She was taught the art of warfare. She learned to win a war with strategies and planning, and so learned to use her leadership skills. Her father, King Nikatau, recognized her incredible skills and, seeing her tremendous progress, despite her being a girl, made her the leader of the cavalry. One day, a neighboring kingdom faced the Zazzau army on the battleground. They were shocked to see a young girl at the helm of affairs of the Zazzau's cavalry. They laughed at the irony of it all. A young girl wielding a sword to fight against male warriors who were fierce and skilled in warfare. The war would be won, they thought. It would be a piece of cake. But Amina knew her day had come. She had the opportunity to put to use all she had been taught. She also had her strategies mapped out in her mind. She would make her father proud, and this she did. Amina, with her army of fierce warriors, outsmarted and outmaneuvered the invaders. They defeated them swiftly. The legend of Amina's bravery was established from that day on. She and her army became a formidable force, and her fame spread far and wide. When King Nikitau died, her brother Prince Karami took his rightful position as Emir. Amina stood by his side, leading her famous cavalry and bringing home tremendous victories from the battlefield. Not long after King Karami died, the reign of Zazzau Emirate fell on the shoulders of Amina. She ascended the throne as queen of the emirate, taking her place at the head of the kingdom, putting to full use all that she had learned over the years. Amina, via her victories on the field of battle, took possession of many regions around her. She subdued kingdoms in the then northern region from Nupa to Kwarafa. Amina wasn't just a warrior, she was also a visionary. The trade routes she paved helped to enhance trade between Zazzau, the cities she conquered that now belonged to her, and other regions and cities within the northern area of Nigeria and beyond it. She encouraged the cultivation of kola nuts, and these became a huge source of income for Zazzau and the northern regions. She was given tributes by many conquered kings. She is said to have changed the name of Zazzau into its current name Zaria, which was the name of her younger sister. Overwhelmed with the task of protecting her people and her kingdom from future invasions, which was common at the time, she embarked on a monumental project creating the Great Wall of Zazzau, which is also known as Amina's Wall. It stretched for miles and stood as a symbol of her determination and leadership. It surrounded all of the towns she possessed, and some of her symbolic walls still stand in parts of Hausa land even to date. Amina's reign was a shining example of bravery, wisdom, and valor. Her people loved her, and her enemies feared her. She was not only a warrior, but also a protector and a builder. Amina's legacy lives on, not only in the stories told around campfires, in the classroom, or in documentaries and movies made in her honor, but also in the hearts of young girls who dream of being fearless leaders. Her tale reminds us that with courage and determination, anyone can rise above expectations and become a hero in their own right. It also edifies the essence of hard work and tenaciousness. Queen Amina died childless at the age of 77 in Agarafa, which is today's Ida. A statue sculptured with her on a horse wielding a sword stands in front of the National Theatre in Lagos, Nigeria, honoring her contributions to Nigerian history and also to that of Africa. Now that you've been introduced to the incredible Queen Amina of Zazzau, our journey is just beginning. I hope you learned a few vital lessons from her life. Zazzau was restless. Traders brought tales of growing threats from rival kingdoms seeking to dominate the lucrative trade routes. Amina, who had proven herself in battle, felt the pull of destiny. "We must not wait for war to come to us," she declared to the council. "We will march to protect our borders." With the approval of her brother, Amina led a preemptive strike. Her strategy was as daring as it was brilliant, dividing her forces to encircle the enemy and cut off their supplies. When the dust settled, Zazzau emerged victorious, and Amina's name became synonymous with invincibility. When Karama passed away, the council deliberated over succession. Many expected a male ruler to take the throne, but Amina's unparalleled leadership left no room for doubt. The warriors of Zazzau pledged their loyalty to her, declaring, "She has led us to victory, she will lead us to glory." Amina became the first woman to rule Zazzau as Sarauniya, queen. Her coronation was a moment of triumph, but it also marked the beginning of an era of relentless warfare and expansion. Amina's first act as queen was to consolidate Zazzau's power. She led an army of 20,000 men to subdue neighboring territories. Her military tactics were revolutionary, relying on speed, deception, and psychological warfare. Cities surrendered before a single arrow was fired, offering tribute to avoid destruction. Those who resisted learned the folly of their defiance. Amina's forces left an indelible mark on the land, their victories reshaping the map of Hausa-land. As Amina expanded her kingdom, she recognized the need for lasting defenses. Inspired by the fortifications of other cities, she ordered the construction of walls around Zazzau and its vassal states. These earthen barriers, later called Ganyuwa Amina, Amina's walls, became symbols of her reign. The walls were not just physical structures, they were monuments to her vision. "A queen protects not only her people," she said, "but their future." Amina was not only a warrior, but also a seeker of knowledge. She invited scholars from across the region to Zazzau, creating a vibrant court where ideas flourished alongside trade. Under her rule, the kingdom became a hub for innovation, culture, and commerce. She learned from these scholars, refining her strategies and expanding her understanding of diplomacy. For Amina, knowledge was as powerful as the sword. As Amina's victories multiplied, so did the legends about her. Some claimed she could not be defeated because she carried the blessings of the gods. Others spoke of her taking temporary husbands from among conquered rulers, only to send them away after a single night. While the truth of these tales remains unclear, They served to magnify her mystique and command fear and respect. Amina's conquests were not just about land, they were about securing trade routes. She forged alliances with distant cities, ensuring that goods like kola nuts, gold, and textiles flowed freely through Zazzau. These connections brought immense wealth to the kingdom, cementing its status as a regional superpower. One of Amina's greatest challenges came when she set her sights on Kano, a powerful city-state with a long history of resistance. The battle was fierce, lasting months. Amina employed a strategy of attrition, cutting off Kano's supplies and wearing down its defenders. When Kano finally fell, it marked a turning point in Amina's reign. Her kingdom now stretched further than any Hausa ruler before her. Amina's empire was vast, but she ruled with a mix of strength and pragmatism. Conquered cities became vassal states, paying tribute in exchange for protection. This system allowed her to maintain control without overextending her resources. Her reign was a delicate balance of fear and loyalty, each vassal knowing that rebellion would be met with swift retribution. Despite her success, Amina's relentless campaigns took a toll on her kingdom. Soldiers grew weary, and the people of Zazzau began to question the cost of constant warfare. Amina faced dissent within her court, with some accusing her of neglecting the kingdom's internal needs. For the first time, cracks appeared in her unshakable image. Recognizing the unrest, Amina returned to Zazzau. She spent months rebuilding trust, overseeing the construction of markets and irrigation systems to revitalize the economy. Her people saw once again that their queen was not only a conqueror, but a caretaker. Amina understood that not all wars needed to be fought with swords. Diplomacy became her secret weapon, enabling her to extend Zazzau's influence without unnecessary bloodshed. She met with rulers of neighboring territories, offering alliances that benefited both parties. However, Amina's diplomatic prowess wasn't always peaceful. She used deception to sow discord among rival states, weakening them before launching her armies. "A kingdom divided is a kingdom defeated," she often said, and she wielded this strategy with precision. Amina recognized that a kingdom's prosperity depended on more than military victories. She expanded Zazzau's agricultural output, particularly in kola nuts, which became a prized commodity in trade. Under her leadership, trade routes flourished, connecting Zazzau to distant markets and bringing immense wealth to the kingdom. This economic expansion earned her the loyalty of traders and merchants, who revered her as much for her wisdom as for her battlefield prowess. No reign is without its challenges. In the shadows of Amina's court, dissent brewed. Some nobles, envious of her power, conspired against her. They spread rumors and sought to undermine her authority. When the plot came to light, Amina acted swiftly. Rather than punish the conspirators harshly, she used her sharp wit to outmaneuver them politically, securing her position while maintaining unity within the court. The Nupe kingdom was a powerful rival, and its leaders resisted Amina's growing influence. Determined to bring them under Zazzau's control, Amina launched one of her most ambitious campaigns. The battle was fierce, with Amina personally leading the charge. Her strategic brilliance and the loyalty of her warriors secured victory, marking another significant expansion of her empire. While Amina's strength lay in her military and political acumen, she never underestimated the power of knowledge. She surrounded herself with scholars who advised her on matters of governance, trade, and diplomacy. Their counsel helped her maintain stability across her vast empire. Amina's openness to learning and innovation set her apart from other rulers of her time. Despite her remarkable achievements, Amina's life was not without personal sacrifices. Legends tell of fleeting romances with those she admired, but her heart belonged to her kingdom. She chose not to marry, fearing it would compromise her authority or divide her attention from her responsibilities. This decision, while celebrated by some, also left her lonely at times, but Amina embraced her solitude, channeling her energy into ruling with unwavering focus. Amina's reign was marked by a rare feat, uniting diverse cultures under one banner. Through careful governance, she ensured that each region within her empire retained its traditions while contributing to the greater good of Zazzau. Her ability to balance unity and diversity became a cornerstone of her legacy, earning her respect across the land. A significant rebellion broke out in one of Amina's vassal states, threatening to unravel years of work. The rebels underestimated her resolve. Amina led her forces into battle, quelling the uprising with precision. Afterward, she pardoned many of the rebels, understanding that mercy often bred loyalty. It was this balance of strength and compassion that solidified her rule. In the later years of her reign, Amina embarked on her most ambitious campaign yet, expanding her kingdom's borders to the farthest reaches of Hausa-land. This campaign, though grueling, showcased her unmatched determination and strategic brilliance. Though she faced fierce resistance, Amina emerged victorious, her empire reaching its zenith. The walls Amina built were not just defensive structures, they became symbols of her foresight. Generations after her reign, these walls continued to protect the people of Hausa-land, serving as enduring reminders of her vision. Amina understood that her power rested on the loyalty of her people. She ensured that farmers, traders, and soldiers alike felt valued under her rule. Her fairness and commitment to justice earned her the enduring affection of her subjects. As Amina's reign continued, her legend grew. Stories of her courage, wisdom, and strength traveled far beyond Zazzau's borders, inspiring women and men alike. She became a symbol of resilience and leadership. In her later years, Amina often reflected on her journey, from the young girl who trained with warriors to the queen who built an empire. While her life had been filled with battles and triumphs, she knew that her greatest victory was securing a legacy for her people. As age began to take its toll, Amina prepared for the future. She mentored younger leaders, ensuring that Zazzau would continue to thrive after her reign. Her wisdom and guidance left an indelible mark on the next generation. Even as she grew older, Amina's spirit remained unyielding. She continued to inspire her people, reminding them that courage and determination could overcome any obstacle. Amina's last campaign took her to Atagara, where she faced an unexpected challenge. Though victorious, the battle proved to be her final one. Legends say she passed away on the battlefield, her sword still in hand. News of Amina's death spread quickly, plunging Zazzau into mourning. Her people honored her memory with grand ceremonies, celebrating her life and achievements. To honor her legacy, a statue of Amina was erected in Lagos, depicting her atop a horse with a spear in hand. This statue became a symbol of her indomitable spirit. Amina's reign inspired generations of women to pursue leadership roles. Her example proved that women could not only lead, but excel in roles traditionally dominated by men. Centuries after her reign, the walls Amina built still stand, a testament to her vision and determination. These walls continue to protect and define the communities within them. Amina's story lives on through oral traditions, passed down from generation to generation. Her legend has become a source of pride for the people of Zazzau and beyond. Amina's life offers timeless lessons in courage, leadership, and the pursuit of justice. Her story continues to inspire leaders across Africa and the world. From trade routes to fortified cities, Amina's impact on Hausa-land is immeasurable. Her reign transformed Zazzau into a powerful kingdom, and her influence endures to this day. Amina's legacy transcends time. She remains a beacon of strength and resilience, a reminder that greatness knows no bounds. Her life is a testament to the power of vision and determination, ensuring her place in history as one of Africa's greatest leaders. Epic historical stories don't stop here. Stay with us, smash the link coming up, and uncover the next chapter of history. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep the epic echoes alive.